Good afternoon, gentlemen. Thank you for your time. Thank you for keeping us company. Now, as Kenyans continue trickling into Parliament to pay their last respects, having known the late Mwai Kibaki in person as a member of the party, patron, and a friend, we will go down memory lane in as far as our history is concerned. There are slogans that are synonymous to our leaders. For instance, whenever we hear a leader saying Harambe, we automatically respond to with Nyayo. And these are some of the slogans, given that we're in the political scene right now, or siasa mbaya, maisha mbaya. From where you sit, in your capacity, if you go take us back in time, what memories do you have in terms of slogans and words that the late Mwai Kibaki either shared in person or even in public do you fondly remember? Let's start off with you, Mr. Karaba there, former Senator, Kirinyaga County.
Thank you very much. My name is Honorable Karaba, former Member of Parliament, Kirinyaga Central, and also former Senator, Kirinyaga County. I will take this moment to condole with the rest of the Kenyans, the departed President Mwai Kibaki, who will be buried this Saturday. We are condoling as a result of his hard work, and on behalf of Kirinyaga County and all the residents living there, I pass my condolences to him. I have also been there this morning to sign the condolence book, and I mourned with the rest of the Kenyans. And it was great, and it was a big moment for most of the Kenyans who are there to see them mourn. Some of them were crying, and we are mourning a departed hero in the name of Mwai Kibaki. To me, I would say that he was a great inspiration to me and many others, and especially me as a teacher for having been a principal of a school in Nyeri called Kagumo High School, where I used to come in person to deliver bursary for his many pupils in Odaya, and he would encourage me to continue doing a good job and build Kenya as we continue to recruit the students from Kagumo High School. I am going to miss him, as he'll be missed by very many people, as a good leader, visionary person, and somebody who will be remembered by very many generations to come.
What do you fondly remember, maybe on a personal interaction with the late Mwai Kibaki, Honorable Karaba?
I have personally interacted with the former President Mwai Kibaki in very many social activities, and to me it is like he was not felt like a president, as he mixed with many of us. And many other times we will compare him with what you used to know of the Nyayo, the Fibwa Nyayo, who was very strong, and his presence was felt not only by those people who are in presence of that vicinity, but it could even be felt by the whole country. This is a gentleman who would just quietly walk in, the way he used to walk to my office when I was the principal Kagumo. And he would not brag. He would say, take what you want to take. If it is like tea, you take tea with him. And he would jovially chat jokes with everybody, and he would welcome every other person who was able to talk to him. So he was a great man. Somebody who was fearless, somebody who would talk, and somebody who was having a lot of sense in his head, and somebody who used to be admired by very many people. As a scholar, somebody who was very intelligent in Makerere, somebody who studied in the London School of Economics, and we are yet to see somebody like that in Kenya years to come. He was a great man.
Now, look, thank you very much for that, for sharing that insight that he was, he behaved he was down to earth. That's the term. He was down to earth. Now, Mr. Munene, if we look at history, we cannot associate the life and times of the late President Mwai Kibaki without looking at the Democratic Party there. In 1992, that was his first term of presidency under the umbrella DP, and in 1997 also the second stab, becoming second also in that particular political race. As the director of elections at the Democratic Party, when you look back in terms of the lives and times of the late Mwai Kibaki, what do you fondly remember?
Well, thank you very much. My name is D.K. Munene, Director of Elections, Democratic Party of Kenya. First, I want to condole with the family of that president, and together with the Democratic Party of Kenya and all Kenyans of goodwill. Excuse me. May God rest his soul in peace. What I would remember and what I would associate with the late third president, number one, is that he believed in telling the truth, he believed in hard work, and he believed in unity. We look at our party, our slogan is Umoja na Haki. What I would associate him with is that he believed that Kenya is a land of plenty. And this is what he kept on preaching. He used to preach that if we want to enjoy the fruits of this country, lazima tupigane na ufisadi. That's why he believed in fighting corruption with all his might and the corrupt people. That is what I would associate him with. Mm-hmm. And for a country to grow, we cannot grow without eliminating corruption. And that is how that is what we used to preach, that we first fight corruption, then whatever we get, we'll be able to share as a country.
Thank you very much, DK Munene there. Now, as we talk about and continue mourning the fallen president there, in some quarters, some have said that, the death and the demise of the late Mwai Kibaki came at a time when, political temperatures were skyrocketing, so to speak. From where you sit as my panel, that is Honorable Karaba and DK Munene, what do you think? Has the death and the passing of Mwai Kibaki, can we consider it a unifying factor, given where we are in as far as matters of politics are concerned? Let's start off with you, Mr. Karaba, Honorable Karaba.
Thank you very much, Madam. I wish the late Mwai Kibaki was alive today to see what is happening in various nomination processes taking place in all political parties in the country. We are witnessing quite a lot of anomalies, and some people are crying for what has happened in some of the political parties. To me, I would say that in Jubilee, I was fairly nominated, and I'm happy that the Jubilee went on for a fair process, which was democratic, and negotiated democracy. That is what was used by my Jubilee party, where I was nominated as a Kirinyaga nominee for the senatorial seat come the elections had to be held on 9th of August. So I appreciate what has happened. But most of the parties are now going into nasty accusations, where some of them are even going ahead and breaking and even fighting. That is what might culminate into several disturbances in some parts of the country. We need to have had someone like Mwai Kibaki today to tell us not even to bother about tribalism, somebody who was always telling us about unity in Kenya. And this is why we should even go for leaders who are determined to work for the Kenyans irrespective of where they come from. Because this is what I believe was the idea of Mwai Kibaki when he was the president for the 10 years. He was he was a unitary factor, and everybody else wanted to have him at his backdrop. So we really condole the gentleman who has just departed.
Mm-hmm. Now, DK, are you concerned, from where you sit, are you concerned about the current political state of affairs, before we take a quick breather?
Actually, it's a concern because unlike before, when we used to campaign for Mwai Kibaki, we never used to go personal. We only talked about issues. What are the issues affecting every Mwananchi? And this is why we were saying, okay, we have a solution. Our candidate Mwai Kibaki has a solution. So the political, if you look at what is happening today, people are trying to evade. They're not going to what they can do for us, but they are going for personalities. So what I would like to urge them to do is to take about turn and emulate what the late president did, how his politics were being conducted without going to any personalities. Let us go for issues, because what they are looking for, everybody is looking for a job. And us who are employers should not engage into what they want us to go. We should take about turn and go to the right track.
Those are my two panelists this afternoon as you're watching the lunchtime news on KBC Channel 1. On my far right is none other than former Senator Kirinyaga County, that is Honorable Karaba, who is also seeking a re-election, and the Director of Elections at the Democratic Party, that is DK Munene. But we are not done and dusted here. As far as our news is concerned, we take a quick breather and also invite you to take time and reach us on Twitter at KBC Channel 1.